they projected the image of Africa negatively. They projected Africa always in a negative light. Jungles, savages, cannibals, nothing civilized. And naturally, it was so negative until it was negative to you and me. And you and I began to hate it. We didn't want anybody to tell us anything about Africa, and much less call us an African. And in hating Africa and hating the African, we ended up even hating ourselves without even realizing it. Because you can't hate the roots of a tree and not hate the tree. You can't hate your origin and not end up hating yourself. You can't hate Africa and not hate yourself. And you show me one of these people over here who have been thoroughly brainwashed, who has a negative attitude toward Africa, and I'll show you one that has a negative attitude toward himself.
Come on in, family. Welcome to the Eighth Root. My name is Andrew Wilkins. I am an Afrocentric philosopher, as well as a training clinical psychologist as a Year 5 doctoral student in the Philadelphia area, where I have experience working as a clinical psychotherapist, couples counselor, and family therapist, with an obvious interest in Black family issues. So what is the Eighth Root? The Eighth Root is a platform being developed by myself and a team of other Afrocentric thinkers with the express purpose of stimulating conversation across the entire African diaspora. You heard that correctly. The entire African diaspora. And what this means is it doesn't make a difference to us whether you're the brother outside the Chinese store trying to make ends meet, or whether you're a brother who just got his acceptance to Harvard University. We want these videos and the information that we produce to be able to stand solid regardless of your class or where you come from, because this is for the entire community, from Kenya to Chicago. It is our goal to have these questions be asked not as individual Black people from disparate parts of the world, but as a family. And if you stick with the Eighth Root, it is our goal to see to it that you will understand why the concept of family is so incredibly crucial for who we are as a people, and even more so crucial if we wish to survive the upcoming age. We're going to be dealing with topics surrounding Black philosophy, otherwise known as Afrocentric philosophy, and Black spirituality. And make no mistake, when I say Black spirituality, I'm not referring to Jesus Christ or the Prophet Muhammad. And while we have nothing against any of those religions or ideologies, what we want you to think about when we talk about the term spirituality is a connection and relationship with our ancestors, a connection and relationship with ourselves, the members of our community, and the connection and relationship with the earth, just as our ancestors once lived. Dealing with concepts like our collective consciousness and even our extended consciousness. We're going to be dealing with a lot of different white philosophical ideas and political systems, primarily targeting the ones that we believe stop us from developing a true and authentic and a real sense of self that's not moderated or minimized or misunderstood by a primarily Western and white philosophical system that was never invented for us in the first place. We're going to be looking strongly at Black family issues, and even more so strongly at the Black relationship. And as one of our central goals, we want to spread as much education as we possibly can about child rearing and the way that we wish to raise our children and the kind of people we hope for them to become to lead us into a new generation. To move away from this narrative of not another statistic into a narrative of, look at this young, creative, athletic genius that I'm cultivating, who's going to go out into the world and do great things because we believe in him and her, or they. We're going to be looking a lot at how to be a self-aware black man and how to tune in to your divine masculinity by understanding your divine femininity. Let me run some numbers past y'all right quick. In 1940, 60% of employed black women worked as housemaids. Today, 60% of black women hold white-collar jobs. 40% of black Americans now consider themselves middle class. 42% own their own homes. 75% own their own homes if we're looking at black married couples. All of you have been witness to the rise of hip-hop and rap and social media. Many of you have been witness to the tremendous economic gains, footholds of power that we have managed to create in entertainment, in government, and so on. And so after 400 odd years of struggle to gain some semblance of freedom, the question becomes, well, what do we do with that freedom? Who do we want to become with that freedom? And perhaps even more importantly, who are we now that we finally have the privilege to ask that question? Okay, woo. Now that we've gotten that out the way, let's talk a little bit about what this channel is not about and what we do not stand for. Yes. We extend love, peace, brotherhood, and sisterhood, kinship to anyone willing to offer it to us in a way that is genuine and authentic. Under no circumstances are we about undermining or bashing any other group of people whatsoever. Let me say that again. We are not about undermining or bashing any other group of people whatsoever, especially people that are inside our own community. We are not going to be here devaluing black women. We're not here to argue with white people. We're not here to be hotep or woke, which are drastic misappropriations of that term. And let me be clear, it's not that we don't accept or don't recognize or respect any of these alternative ways of seeing the world. That's just not what we're about here. Dig me? We're here to promote black family values and black kinship. We just wanted to make that clear. How exactly are we going to do all this? Great question, you're so smart. We're going to be doing a lot of different reaction videos to things on social media that pertain to black contemporary issues. We're going to be releasing all kinds of social media content that's meant for the purpose of educating, promoting, and uplifting. We're going to be doing podcasts and also responses to changes in our political systems, both locally and internationally, as well as changes in political and philosophical ideologies, that are taking place in the college university setting, because these things will eventually affect all Americans, especially black Americans. So with that being said, I want you all to comment, share, like, and subscribe. That is critical. If you liked what you heard here today, comment, share, like, and subscribe. And most importantly, think and discuss a lot of the content that you're going to find on this channel. Agree or disagree, but make sure you do it as a family. Alright, guys. I'm Andrew. I'm getting out of here. And once again, welcome to the 8th Root.